This video is sponsored by Sakurako. So we got the full summary for 1118 here. We're going over the full chapter, and yes, it is true. Bonnie is straight up going full Gear 5 in this chapter. I mean, like full Gear 5. She's got the white stuff, the smoke cloud thing going on, and apparently she's rubbery too, and can become a giant because Luffy is doing the same thing. We've got two Gear 5s, we've got two Nikas in this chapter, both giant form, both going against Mars. And I'll go over the foreshadowing that apparently has been happening with this because apparently Bonnie was supposed to go Gear 5 this whole arc, I guess. But let's just start from the beginning. So it starts where the last one ended, and we can see that the ancient giant robot is sinking under the sea after Work Yuri's attack, and it thinks about Joy Boy while it's sinking. It says, "Where are you, Joy Boy? I thought you were here just a moment ago." So yeah, the ancient robot got knocked by Work Yuri, and I don't know why it's like acting like this. Maybe it still thinks it's in the Void Century. Maybe it thinks it's still fighting during that final war between Joy Boy and Emu and the world government, and maybe that's why it attacked Mary Joie like 200 years ago, because it's like confused about what time it is and what's going on. But it's not dead, and because of that, Vegapunk's message is continuing. I thought it wasn't going to, but apparently it is, because after that we can hear a little bit more of Vegapunk's message, only just his voice from the special Denden Mushi, and Vegapunk says the name is. So that's the most that we're going to get out of Vegapunk's message in this chapter. The name is, I guess, referring to Joy Boy, Nika or something. I don't know. And then we can see some reactions around the world about the interruption of Vegapunk's message. In Alabasta, we see Koza and Toto with the other citizens. But the Alabasta citizens say, assassination from someone. He talked about sins, didn't he? Could it be that he was erased by the world government? No way. Did you guys forget that Vegapunk was held hostage by Straw Hat Luffy? Obviously, the pirates are the ones to blame. Cut to Whiskey Peak, where we can see Mr. Nine and Miss Monday and their son with other citizens. The Whiskey Peak citizens say no matter what kind of sins he committed, I can't imagine that the world government would try to kill the world's #1 genius over them. In Dressrosa, we see Rebecca and Leo talking about Luffy, and Leo says, so it is Luffy land after all, and Rebecca says, of course not. Back to Egghead Island, York informs the 5 elders that there are still 2 Vegapunks remaining, Lilith and Atlas. York says too that Punk Records will continue to grow even after Stella's death. So that's interesting. She doesn't mention Edison here. In chapter 1116, Edison is still alive when he's talking to Stussy. So does that mean that Edison just died after that sequence was over? Or York just doesn't know? Or she thought that he died going through the barrier or something? I don't know. Doesn't she have like some kind of Wi-Fi that connects her to the other punks or something? Anyway, the 5 elders decide that their next priority is to eliminate the remaining Vegapunks except York. Luffy, Dory, and Bragi reach the shore and jump to Elbaf's ship, joining with Bonnie, Sanji, and Frankie. The Marines say that the Giants are just too tough, but they can't let them get away when they brought so many battleships from Marine HQ to stop them. Bonnie turns Vice Admirals Bluegrass and Doll into little girls, and even the sea beast weapon that Bluegrass was riding, allowing the Elbaf ship to set sail. Wow, so the ship is actually setting sail now? But first, let's talk about the sponsor of this video, Sakurako. Sakurako is a monthly Japanese artisan snack box that supports local Japanese snack makers, and each box comes with 20 traditional, authentic, and artisan Japanese snacks, including Japanese tea and a special Japanese tableware. They also come with these great booklets that give you information on all the snacks in the box, as well as Japan and its culture. This month's box is Festival of Tohokyu. Known for its lively and colorful festivals, Tohokyu offers a captivating display of culture and tradition. This month, Sakurako invites you to indulge in authentic and savory flavors that capture the essence of this enchanting region's celebrations, bringing a piece of Tohokyu's festive charm to your home. And this month's tableware item is the Neko Tenegui, which is a traditional Japanese towel. So the tea this month is the Ayaman Matcha Genmaicha, and it pairs with everything in the box, and it has this really great savory flavor to it that comes from roasted rice and matcha. First, I tried the custard pan, which is so soft and has this incredible luscious custard filling. Next, I tried the Iburi Gakko Arare. It has this really unique smoky savory flavor that you're gonna have to try for yourself to know what I mean. So guys, if you want to get an amazing Sakurako box this month for you or your loved one, it also makes a great gift. Please check the link in the description, and also make sure you use code Zhoniin for $5 off your box. Thanks guys. Luffy greets Oimo and Kashi that is almost KO'd due to Doll's attack from the last chapter. Sanji contacts with Nami to tell her that they have successfully set sail, and Nami tells Sanji they're taking off too. No news about Zoro, Jinbei, and Nusjoro in this chapter. Okay, wow, they're actually setting sail here. This is crazy, and most of them are on the ship too. No news about Zoro, Jinbei, and Nusjoro because Zoro said that he was basically staying back to, I guess, fight Nusjoro for a little bit. Hopefully we'll get to see a little bit more of that. I would love to see some dialogue exchange, even though they're probably not going to say anything of substance, I guess. But at least it'll set up more for their final battle at the end of the series. While Luffy is in the kitchen eating all the food he can find, Mars flies to the Elbaf ship and shoots a beam from his mouth. 3 giants put up their shields together to block Mars' attacks, but part of the Elbaf ship still catches fire. Suddenly, Luffy returns to Gear 5 form and gets out of the ship to fight again. Luffy's power makes the sea and ships shake. Luffy talks to Bonnie. He says, Bonnie. And Bonnie's like, ah, Nika. Luffy says, let's go together. You want to punch these guys, right? Bonnie says, it's impossible. I can't do it. And Luffy says, I don't really understand your power, but I know you can do it. Bonnie remembers when she first met Luffy on Egghead and how Luffy told her that he looks like Nika when he is free. Then Bonnie thinks back to Kuma's flashback when he promised in front of Ginny's grave that he will raise Bonnie, and uses the Toshi Toshi no Mi power to change into Nika. Bonnie says, distortion future, the future where I'm most free. And Luffy says, ha 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 ha, way to go, Bonnie. And she says, I did it. In the epic final double page of the chapter, we can see giant Bonnie in Nika form with the same pose Luffy has in One Piece Volume 106 cover, along with giant Luffy using Gear 5. Luffy is laughing like the first time we saw Gear 5 in Onigashima. Bonnie's transformation is exactly the same as Luffy's. White clouds floating around her neck, white and curly hair, white clothes except her sash, eyes with ring-like pupils, and the Marines and Giants are surprised seeing them. And the Giants say, what is that? Whoa, there are 2 Nikas? And the Marines say, are those white giants? Mercury and Jupiter sense a weird presence, so they are hurrying towards the Elbaf ship. Luffy and Bonnie are ready to face Mars. Luffy says, let's go, and Bonnie says, yeah. In the final panel of the chapter, we see that the ancient robot activates again under the sea, and he says, he's here. End of chapter. So yeah, that actually happened. Bonnie became Nika / Gear 5. She's able to do this, first of all, because Saturn like augmented her devil fruit for some reason. I don't know why he did this. I don't know how he did it. But according to him, he says its powers might allow you to transform into any future, but the more you know of reality, the narrower your future possibilities become. Her only limit is stamina and her imagination. If she can't imagine it, then she can't manifest that future. So before, her devil fruit pretty much just allowed her to like age up and down along with other people too, but now she has this distortion future thing that it makes her into like Nika full powers and all, I guess, which is like, how is she able to do this? This is like time, space, reality manipulation, I guess, to some extent, right? And it's like, why did you leave this devil fruit with this little girl? Why didn't you just take it from her? I'm sure that Gorosei have to know how to take devil fruits if Blackbeard does. And even then, like, why do this in the first place? It's also kind of been foreshadowed that Bonnie was going to do this anyway, because we saw her say, you know, give me a Nika-ish future when she used distortion future before, and she became kind of like Gear 3. And then throughout this arc, when Bonnie saw Luffy in Gear 5, Luffy kind of was like encouraging her to, I don't know, be freer or whatever, and show her how to attack like Nika, or how Gear 5 attacks or whatever. And then we also saw that Saturn was like observing her, saying like, she doesn't know what Luffy is. She doesn't seem to have made the connection between Nika and Straw Hat's white colored form. Such a shame. So yeah, I guess it was foreshadowed, and that's fine that it was set up and whatever. I'm just still confused as to like why this needs to happen. Why does there need to be 2 Nikas, and why does Bonnie need to do this? That's all I'm asking. I'm just confused. And also, Bonnie can, like, use Distortion Future on other people, right? We've seen her do it to Luffy. So technically, she can make other people Nika, right? Just give them a Nika future or give them a future where they're the most free. So is Oda just going to go, like, Shazam in this arc, or eventually, and then just all of the Straw Hats or everybody just that she's with becomes like Nika? I don't know how I feel about that. I kind of liked it when Luffy was just Nika, you know, but I don't know. It is what it is. I mean, it's cool that they're both fighting the Gorosei, but why Bonnie? She was barely even like a character before this arc. I don't know. Let me know what you think about this in the comments, guys. If you like it, let me know. If you don't like it, let me know. But if you like the video, please give it a like and please subscribe if you haven't already. Have a great day, and I'll see you in the next one.